Pressure comes. Jones throws, and it's incomplete. I don't know that he could really get that throw away that he wanted to with the pressure right in his face. Davis bringing the heat.
And you can take a look at it. I mean, the back just goes too far inside. And like you talk about, it was Davis that was able to get there. I mean, as a tailback, you can't sink that far inside. You've got to be able to come and pick up Davis there. But he was too far inside and ends up coming out of the game. But there was no way for your quarterback, Jalen Jones, to be able to step into that throw.
Bethune-Cookman 0 for 3 on third downs. Another quick throw. This one is caught around the 30-yard line. A big collision on the back end. Ellington hangs on to that football. Maybe on Beasley, the true freshman, came in to make the big hit.
And right now you have your offense still wanting to play, but I mean that's one of the reasons that you see zero pressure there from Jackson State is they knew a third and long situation, and we'll take another look at it. I mean, they're bringing the house. They're man-to-man across the board, and you have to throw that football quick, but it also doesn't allow you to be able to pick up that first down. Nice job of tackling on the back end as well.
Oh, a high snap. That one's going to sail all the way into the end zone, and that will be a safety. So put 2 more points on the board now for Jackson State, and they'll get the football back with decent field position as a result. But a high snap sails right over the head of Ben Lennon.
And that was just airmailed. You go back and you look even last week, and it was the same kind of issues as far as special teams from, you talk about field goal, punt, bobble snaps for this Bethune-Cookman team, and your defense did a good job of being able to stop them. We said, okay, we'll punt the football away, but you don't do a great job at that, and that's 2 more points for Jackson State, and then they will receive the football back.
Not much Lennon could do there.
So you open the game with a big kickoff return, and now you have another kind of blunder there on your punt team.
So Bethune-Cookman will kick it away from the 20-yard line. Isaiah Bolden back to return the kick from Nicholas Daniel. Nikolai Daniel. Bethune having to run somebody on late. Good strong kick. Taken by Bolden. And Bolden hit low and high and dropped right at the 40-yard line. And the helmet comes off. Bolden's helmet's come off. He's been involved in quite a few things today, but so has Shedeur Sanders. Boy, he's been impressive here in the first quarter and change.
Well, there you go into one of his favorite plays, the mesh play, and then he makes a couple guys miss as far as you've got pressure by Lewis off of the edge, and you can just see him be able to distribute the football, whether it's the dig route, whether it's the flat route, just getting it to the playmakers.
16 of 20. 3 touchdown passes. That gives him 20 touchdown passes on the year against just 2 interceptions. Averaging 357 yards a game through the air and 30 completions. Santee Marshall in the game at running back. They will hand it to Marshall. He's hit from behind and dropped after a gain of about a yard. But one thing Jackson State has, and that is some size up front. They have really, in terms of just mass, have a huge advantage over Bethune-Cookman. You look at their offensive line, 6'5", 330, 6'4", 320, 6'4", 317, 6'4", 310, 6'4", 347. Those are some big old boys up front now.
Well, you talk to Coach Sanders and have another offside penalty. This time they're going to stop it. second time we've seen Bethune jump off sides. Christopher Grant, one of those guys. But you talked to Coach Sanders, and, I mean, they remade that whole offensive line coming into this year. I think there was only one player as far as starter that is getting consistent playing time. But, I mean, he knew if they wanted to get to –
outside, defense, number 51, contact, second down.
Yeah, if they wanted to eventually get to winning, you talk about the Celebration Bowl, that they had to protect the quarterback. And I think that they've done a lot better job as far as protecting Shedeur Sanders. But you just talked about the size. That is some beef up front.
And, across the front for Bethune-Cookman defensively, they go 220, 290, 270, 280. Four-man rush. Pass is caught. That'll be a first down and a whole bunch more as Hooks gets it inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 18 more yards. Trayshawn Smith bringing him down.
And he's just on time as far as the throw. You can see, some of those 5, 10-yard routes. Bethune just can't adjust. They can't get their eyes around quick enough, and you talk about getting into drop zone areas, they just can't get there.
Bethune-Cookman takes a timeout. 11:28 to go. Jackson State driving again, up 23. Air raid, his version of it. It has certainly worked well. I mean, the combination of rebuilding this offensive line, and you've got this quick pass game with kind of some up-tempo involved in that, and it's just been something to see this year for Jackson State. One of the few times they go backwards, Dallas Daniel makes the catch, but Uriah Ratliff there to make the play defensively. 5 tackles already for Ratliff.
He's been active, and this is just like you talked about, just a screening. If you're going to win at the point of attack, like Ratliff did, then you've got an opportunity to make some plays, but you've got to be able to beat the defender or the offensive guy that's trying to block you.
Second down and 12. Sanders dumps it off underneath. Pass caught there by the tight end, DJ Stevens. Get it inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. So a gain of 4. Demetrius Hudson on the play. Jackson State 4 out of 5 on third downs this afternoon. On the year, Jackson State converting third downs at a 48.5% clip. That is 21st in the SWAC, 17th in the FCS. Four-man rush. Sanders wide open at the 25-yard line, but backpedaling goes Shane Hooks, and he may have lost. Actually, he actually, with his third effort, I guess, would get enough for the first down, but it looks like he backpedaled and almost lost the first down yardage.
Well, you're exactly right, Dave. I mean, when he makes the initial catch, he comes back instead of just turning it and getting his shoulders going forward. But it was that second and third effort that he had, was able to fight for that yardage that he had lost and pick up the first down.
Handoff goes to Marshall. Oh, my goodness, what a hit at the 5-yard line. Flags come in at the end of that play, but another huge hit on the back end by Bethune-Cookman and Ratliff. Oh, my goodness, what a hit.
Dave, I said it earlier. Hey, look, those running backs have to get their shoulder pads down, and that time Marshall is standing straight up.
The first down. Personal foul. Targeting on the defense. Number 23. The previous play is under further review.
I'm anxious to see this again. Of course, Marshall, not a defenseless player.
I don't know, Dave.
He hit him right in the chest.
He hit him right in the chest, and I don't know if he led with the helmet. I think the helmet kind of catches him, but he gets hit down low as well by Smith.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to. Did he go? He's not a defenseless player, so it's got to be a crown of the helmet attack.
It's like the third time, though, we've seen those backs run and not get their shoulder pads. They're running standing straight up. They're not getting their shoulder pads down. And
after further review, we do not have targeting on the play. First down.
I'm going to tell you something. We've watched a lot of football. That was one of the all-time great collisions, legal collisions we have seen.
And he leads kind of with the shoulder. Marshall's just standing straight up.
Yeah.
Marshall is standing straight up, and like we talked about, he's getting hit a little bit by Smith down low, but it's like he doesn't even see Ratliff. And what's interesting is it's two safety high, so the play design is great because both safeties are running, kind of a zone concept, so offensive line does an outstanding job of blocking up front. The running backs, you have to get your shoulder pads down. That's laying some wood.
The end result, though, is a 1st and goal for Jackson State. They'll set up shop at the 5-yard line. Sanders looking, has all day to throw, and that is wide open. Dallas Daniels in the back of the end zone. The 4th touchdown pass for Shedeur Sanders. The 6th time in his career he has thrown 4 or more touchdown passes in a game, and we still have 9:16 to go here in the second quarter. The second one to Dallas Daniels.
And this is just a drop coverage, and I don't know if it was Ratliff who should have had him, but it's very, very similar to the first touchdown throw that he threw earlier, where it's just mesh concepts. And so basically you got the crossing routes as the underneath, and on the back end or right there at the end zone underneath the goalpost, you've got that final dig route.
Well, despite the big hit by Uriah Ratliff, Jackson State answers. Shedeur Sanders, 4 touchdown passes. It's 30-0 Jackson caught there around the 20-yard line. That's a nice grab by Averett. Let's go down to Andrea.
Well, you all are talking about the pressure that Jalen Jones is feeling, and listening to him on the sidelines, he was saying, I'm hot. I see the corners, but I don't have any time to wait for it. He said, I'm throwing the football, and the defense is slapping my hand. He feels the pressure.
And you know this is one of those days, too, Andre, that he really wanted to perform well at a high level, but he needs his O-line to kind of give him a little more time. Here comes some heat. No time again. This one is, they're going to say, caught. A flag comes in from the side judge 20 yards away. Averett is really showing you why he is an NFL prospect today.
And I think, you're going to get Bolden as well on that position, that right hand kind of hooking Averett. It's back-to-back plays as far as
defense. First down, spot of the foul.
We'll take another look at it, and there's pressure right there. Your tailback does a nice job of picking it up. And this time we've seen Gaddy as well with the pressure, but this time Jones doesn't have to throw it at the feet of the receiver and at least picks up a first down.
Jones kept it and dropped it, but falls on top of the football. Gaddy came in to force that fumble right at the mesh point.
And we saw Coach Sanders get on Gaddy earlier for going so aggressive at the tailback and not realizing or understand who he was playing as far as a quarterback. That time, like you said, he meets him at the mesh point, almost able to come up with the strip fumble and recovery.
Four-man rush, and they get to Jones in a hurry. That's a loss of 9. And a flag comes in late again at the end of this play. Rajan will get credit for the sack.
It's going to be after the play against Jackson State.
Well, that will not make Coach Sanders very happy.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. Number 68 on the offense and number 92 on the defense. Those penalties offset. Play counts. Third down.
We'll take another look at it, and as far as the sack is concerned, the pressure comes just right up top. I mean, that's exactly where the pressure comes from. And you talk about from the quarterback, Jones, he didn't have an opportunity. Nice inside move, dip move, and Jones really just didn't have an opportunity to set his feet. Nice job in offsetting penalties there against Bethune as well as Jackson State.
So a couple of sacks today. This is a defense that finished second in the FCS last year and trying to improve on that. And they get another sack. That's 3 of them now. And they're just, as they say, pinning their ears back and taking a straight shot at Jalen Jones. Arrington gets credit for that sack. A loss of 7.
Here's 50 Arrington right there. He's able to he comes around. I mean, and there's nothing Jones can do. And as a quarterback, you have to understand and know who you're playing. I mean, he has to understand and know that, hey, look, I have to get this football out of my hand. They're coming after the quarterback, and from a play caller standpoint, you got to help him as well.
Low snap. Lennon gets this one away. It's caught around the 48-yard line by Willie Gaines. He's going to the wide side of the field. Bethune-Cookman with good coverage, and he'll be dropped around the 47-yard line. So Bethune-Cookman strings it out nicely, but a relatively short field to work with for Jackson State as they lead at 30-0.
Jackson State offense has scored 4 touchdowns before the half, and credit to first-year offensive coordinator Brett Bartolone, who played under Mississippi State head coach Mike Leach at Washington State University, learned the air raid offense after medically retiring. He was a grad assistant under Mike Leach, and he has had an incredible journey coaching at the Division III level. He spent time coaching a European amateur team in France that had great success, back to the Division III level, and then Mike Leach, his former head coach, gave a good word for him. He interviewed for the job at Jackson State, and I talked to Mike Leach, and he said that Brett Bartolone is a smart guy, high achiever, and great person, great student of the game. He's showing it so far, guys.
Well, Andrea, you know, Coach Leach recommended 3 of his disciples that could run the type of offense that Deion Sanders was looking for, and they interviewed all 3 of them. And actually, it turns out that Shedeur Sanders was in on those interviews, and they settled on Brett Bartolone. So obviously there was a really good connection between not just Coach Prime, but Shedeur as well. And this offense, certainly the way that they have put it all together, looks outstanding. A little tap at the gains underneath. And he will be tripped up around the 46-yard line. A helmet comes off again. Boy, Bethune-Cookman might want to get some new chin straps. Gain of 6.
When you talk about having to play physical football, that's kind of exactly what you're having. And right now, from a defensive standpoint, he's thinking, why do I think that's Oliver. Oliver's asking, why do I have to come out of the game? And it's like, I got it. He pushed it off. And, you know, when you talk about a quarterback and his OC/QB coach, you, particularly for Shedeur Sanders, he wants to kind of know what he's thinking. Can I be on the same page with that OC and the guy that's calling the plays? Because you want him to be comfortable.
Sanders underneath, pass caught there by Rico Powers. Nice little move that'll get him inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. That'll be a gain of 12 and a first down.
Just that tempo of Jackson State, just them, you know, just really frustrating Bethune.
J.D. Martin on that carry. Pick up of 4. Jackson State has gone tempo on a few possessions and caught Bethune-Cookman in some tough situations, slowing it down a little bit here. Sanders steps into this one to the end zone, underthrows his man. It's picked off at the end zone. Pugh will come up with the interception that snuffs out a Jackson State drive. His first interception of the year, and this is the 3rd one thrown by Shedeur Sanders.
And this looks like all-go special. You got a bender, and on the outside, I mean, this ball is just underthrown. Pugh looked like he had safety help over the top, and he's just able to just pick that one off. And so that would probably be the first bad read for Shedeur Sanders. I mean, because you have an underneath coverage with the corner and the safety bringing the leverage over the top.
4:38 to go. He'll spot the football inside the 10-yard line. Quick throw to the outside, caught there by Riley. Riley slung down around the 13. Give him a gain of 6 on that opening play.
That's what Bethune has to be able to win on the outside when they have those one-on-one matchups and be able to get it to the receivers and have to be able to make somebody miss.